Welcome to these English conversations about Java technical interview questions. Today, we are going to talk about some questions for Java language, okay? And are fundamental questions of Java, okay? And the first questions is what is the difference between JDK and JRE? Anyone can answer, please, about these questions?
Yes. Um, the JDK and Java Development Kit is used by developers for creating Java application and introduce the necessary tools, libraries, and compilers. The JRA Java runtime environment is used by end user to run Java application and provides the runtime environment and essential class libraries, but does not include the development tools.
Okay, and about these questions, uh, can you explain about the JDK or JRE in Java, please?
Um, and this is a simple um, the, the Java JD, and JDK and JRE and how can I say JRE and include JVM plus essential libraries to run Java application and JK and JDK is containing the compiler, debug, and development tools requirement for writing a Java program.
Okay. The next questions is what are the benefits of using Java? Can you read the answer, please? Let me see, Natalia.
Okay, these are the benefits of using Java. First, portability. Java code can be run on any platform that has a Java virtual machine. Security. Java has a built-in security model that helps to protect user from malicious code. Oriented. Java is an object-oriented programming language, which makes it easy to create modular and reusable code. Robust. Java is a robust language that is designed to be reliable and efficient. Widely used. Java is a widely used language that has a large community of developers and support resources.
Can you say some example about the benefits of using Java in your opinion?
Um, for me, is the community because Java has a huge community and it's good for new developers like me to help to how to code and support us in some tasks or problems we need to solve.
Okay. The
Okay,
next
in
question.
complement,
Okay, go ahead.
if I complement a point, I think that about the robust, yes, it's very robust if compared with other language that it is oriented, object oriented to security, but I think robust and widely used, it's the two more big points inside Java. And exists kind of system that the most point it's robust. It says very well to us Java developers.
Okay. The next questions is what are the different components of the Java platform? Murilo, can you answer these questions, please? Can you hear me, Murilo?
Are you here?
Okay, can you answer these questions, please, Antonio?
Yes. Um, the Java platform is a soft environment that provides a standard way for deploying and running Java application. It consists of the following components: JVM, Java Virtual Machine, Java Runtime Environment, JRE, and Java Development Kit, and JDK. And this is a um, three key components, uh, and three key components uh, of the Java platform, and important for um, robust and for how can I say um, and, and Java write owns run anywhere, and these three components is important for this. No?
Okay, and the next questions is what are the different types of Java data types? Can you answer these questions? Let me see. Lucas, can you hear me?
Yeah, and there are two types of data types in Java: primitive data types and non-primitive data types. Primitive data types: Boolean, byte, chart, int, long, float, decimal place, double, char. Non-primitive data types: string, arrays, class, interface, and num. Uh,
Okay,
sorry, I my first review in here.
okay. And what's the most used data type is in Java, in your opinion?
Sorry. Repeat, please. Sorry.
Uh, what's the most used data type is in Java?
Most bullets and
Most user,
most used.
more popular.
More popular is the string. Uh, sorry, string and enu string enu. Correct? Sorry.
I think
Okay,
it's class and interface because you use in the whole code.
okay,
Primitive data types. For the example, Boolean. Boolean is very common. Yes, in this system. I think to int two. Yes, Boolean and int to me is more popular in primitive data types. And non-primitive string class. Yeah, string class to me is most popular in non-primitive data types. And about difference, we have non-primitive. It's good to use auxiliary functions. For example, to compare it between two non-primitive data types, the contents or memory reference. It's very good. But to a simple software or a software that needs the low memory, it's it's very good use primitive data types because use less memory and resource, in my opinion.
okay. And the next questions is what are the different types of Java control statements? Let me see. Can you answer these questions, please? Cristiane, can you hear me? I can't understand you. Okay. The next person, let me see. Can you answer this question, please, Diogo? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Uh, there are three types of control statements in Java. Decision-making statements, if else, and the switch. Looping statements, while, do while, and for. Jump statements, continue, and return.
Okay.
Hey guys,
Thanks.
you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Thanks God. I was having some issues with my mic. Sorry for that. You called me early and sorry.
Okay, no problem. And about these questions, Diogo, can you explain a little of the Java control statements?
Um, if about structures of the decision, how if, while, and when we use these these types control statements in Java, for example, in one situation is better to use if, in other is better use a switch in this way.
Okay. The next questions is what are the different types of Java exceptions? Can you answer these questions? Let me see. Antonio, please.
Yes. Uh, there are two, and there are two types of exception in Java: exception and in-checked exception. Exception are exceptions that must be declared in the method signature. If a checked exception is thrown in a method, and the method must either handle the exception or declare it to be full. If the method doesn't not handle the exception, the compiler will generate an error. And unchecked exception are exceptions that do not need to be declared in the method signature. Unchecked exception can be thrown by any method, and the compiler will not generate an error if they are not handled.
Okay. And what's the difference between both examples? The first example and the second example.
Mm, I think it's kind of tricky, you know, because when we talk about like the basis of Java and how they expected the users the developers to use the checked exceptions. It was like not a few years ago, but like some years ago, they introduced this concept of like checked exceptions, right? And if you look at other languages, it's not really common. Java is one of the only languages that have this kind of exceptions, like stacked exceptions. If you look at like Python or any other language, they don't have this concept of checked exceptions. And checked exception is basically like, yeah, if I'm throwing a exception that is checked, I do need to declare it in the method signature, right? And I think that like after a few years, um, they saw that maybe it's not best approach of like handling it because like if you have a business exception, like let's say, oh, your password needs like 10 characters or something. By the concept, when they were developing like the concept of like check exceptions, you should throw a check exception because this is something expected by your application. Like, yeah, if you didn't send a password with like 10 characters or something, this exception will be thrown, right? But I think that this changes in like the last years, I don't know, 10 years, something. Like if you look at Spring, the framework that is mostly used in Java, we don't have checked exceptions. Most of these checked exceptions are like leg kind of like legacy from like the Java library, like IO exceptions. So, like in the example here, it's a file, you try to open the file, and then you throw a IO exception. So this was developed like, I don't know, 10 years ago, 12, 15 years, 20 years ago. But if you are working with like Spring, you don't see that happening. They don't use like check the exceptions. Like the way they try to handle it is like, yeah, so we are developing web application that have like endpoints, so APIs, endpoints, HTTP endpoints, and this kind of thing. And what they try to do is like, hey, why not have like a global exception handler and handle the exceptions there? We don't need to like keep checking these exceptions and adding it to the methods. Let's just it bubble. And when I say like bubble, it's just like the method that called another method that throw the exception. We'll get this exception, and then in the end, before answering the request, we get into this global exception handler that can handle these exceptions. So it's like, yeah, I'm not really a big fan of check exceptions. It does have a value if you think about the concept that created it, but I don't know. When we are working like with frameworks, web applications, I don't know. We
Okay.
kind of try to avoid it.
And the next questions is what's the different types of Java classes and the Java interfaces? Can you answer these questions? Like, let me see, Lucas.
Yep. There are two main types of Java class. Normal class are the most common types of class in Java. They can have fields, methods, and constructs. Object class are classes that cannot be instantiated. instantiated. They can only be used as a basic class for other classes. There are also the two main types of Java interface. Normal interface are a collection of abstract methods. A class can implement an interface, thereby entering the object methods of the interface. Merge interface are interfaces that not contain any method. They are using the indicate their class as a certain properties or behavior. And
Okay. Can you explain about the abstract classes, please?
abstract class use how does this place to me use it exp- uh, sorry my English should be very not good.
No problem.
um, uh, abstract class use the unique specific methods and use it uh, uh, how to say uh, that's what sorry I don't do an explanation on this. Sorry miss.
Okay, don't worry. Uh, the next question is what are the different types of Java libraries and the Java frameworks? Can you answer this questions, please. Let me see. Natalia.
Okay, question 8. Java library is a collection of reusable Java classes and interfaces. Some examples of Java libraries: Apache Commons, Google Guava, Joda Time, JUnit, Mockito. A Java framework is a collection of reusable Java classes, interfaces, and code that provide specific functionality. Some example of Java libraries: Spring, Hibernate, JSF, Rails, Struts.
Okay. And what is this Java libraries or Java frameworks uh, can you user most in your projects, for example?
Um, I use it a unit and Mockito to make tests, unit tests. And now I'm start learning again Spring and Hibernate because I work with a CMS is Java, but is not is different. The how to code. So I start learning again because I'm looking for new jobs.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Spring is more easy to learn because the rules are simple and the implement is is easy to do.
Do you think it's easy to learn Spring framework?
Yeah, because uh, how can I say that? Uh, I work with Adobe, and Adobe has a lot of rules, and the resources are too hard to implement. It's a lot of headaches to work with that. So when I start learning Spring again, I feel like, ooh, I can breathe again.
Okay. The next questions is what are the different types of Java tools? Uh, Let me see. Can you hear me, Christian, or not?
Yes.
Okay. Can you answer these questions, please?
Yes. There are two types of thread.
I can't
I think,
understand you very
yeah,
well.
your mic, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
Yes.
now it's better.
I can hear you
Ah,
very
okay.
well.
Okay. There are two types of threads in Java: user threads and daemon threads. User threads are the threads that are created by the user or application. They are high priority threads, and the JVM will wait for any user thread to finish its task before terminating it. Daemon threads are the threads that are created to provide services to user threads. They are low priority threads and are only needed while user threads are running. Once all user threads have finished that execution, the JVM will terminate even if there are daemon threads still running.
Okay. Uh, what did you understand about threads in Java? What did you learn about threads in Java?
Threads, I don't know much about threads. I believe
We can't
in.
hear you.
Oh, I can't hear
Okay,
you. Okay,
can
go
you hear
ahead.
me now? Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Um, um, I understand about threads. There are lines to run the application, right? Um, but I don't know a lot about threads in Java specifically.
Yeah, it's like an interesting topic because like threads is not focused on Java itself, right? Like threads are part of like how the operating system works and how like the CPU, your processor, your i7, your i5 works. And threads comes to Java because threads is part of a bigger thing. But yeah, it's really a complex topic that most people doesn't really know about. Like I'm also trying to understand it. So yeah.
Okay.
I think
The
most
next
of
questions. Okay, go ahead.
sorry,
Can you hear?
let me give my two cents in this
Okay.
topic. I
Welcome.
think thank you, man.
Go
I
ahead.
think that most of the developers doesn't even need to use threads in our daily work, you know. So that's the reason why it's a hard topic because we really don't need in most of
Uh,
cases.
sorry, Vinicius. I think can you hear him? I think I can't
Uh,
hear you. Sorry.
I think you are speaking away from the microphone. Stay close on the microphone. Maybe it's better.
Oh, let me see. It's better now.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
So, as I said before, the most of the developers doesn't even need to implement threads in their systems, in their programs, in their daily work. So that's the reason why it's a tough topic to discuss about.
Yeah, it gets tougher like when you get like senior levels and everything because like for example if you are working on a web application and you use Java and Spring. I'm gonna talk about Spring because I think everyone works with Spring today, right? There are like other frameworks, and but Spring it's the main one. So Spring uses under it like Tomcat, Netty, and some other application containers. But like something that came up with Java 21 Java 24 now, and it's like virtual threads, right? So um, now we have this concept that threads are really lightweight, and the default configuration uses like I think it's 200 threads because it was really heavy because before Java 2021, but now it's really lightweight. So sometimes we need to think about it like we don't have this limitation of like the memory that threads uses anymore. So we can increase the number of threads as we wish or don't even have a limitation in that. But I do agree with you. When you are like starting, you are like a junior, a mid-level developer, you don't really have to think about it, you don't worry about that, because it's something that starts to get important when you have to like think about, all right, I'm running this application in like 5 servers, horizontally scaling, and I want to decrease the number of servers to like 2 or 1, or depending on, So yeah, I do agree with you. You don't have to worry about that, but it's something that you need to have in mind, that sometime as you develop yourself, it will be important.
Yeah,
Just
I
Okay.
agree. I agree with you 100%. So the developers today here in Brazil mostly uh, develop some web applications when your requests, when the user send their requests, the Tomcat already open one thread so you work with. So uh, if you need to open another thread in your path to process, you could decrease your application runtime. That's true. But sometimes it doesn't worth the the hard work to manage the thread, you know. So we keep it simple to don't need use threads, because another developers, some juniors or mid-level developers, will gonna will will read the code and try to, I know, do something with the code. And I prefer to let it simple as I can.
No, I totally agree with you. And it's something that I see a lot is people using the Streams API, and they use the parallel string.
Yeah,
And this really makes things messy because it tries to do it in parallel, and sometimes, yeah, it doesn't properly work. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I just wanted to highlight that, yeah, you don't really need to know about threads, but as you develop as a software engineer, it will make sense to understand better how it works. But I totally agree with
yeah.
you.
Okay. Okay. Uh, the next questions is what are the different types of Java networking? Can you answer these questions, please? Let me see. Diogo, please.
Yes. Um, there are two main types of Java networking. Client-server networking is a type of networking where there is a client application that requests a service from a server application. The server application then provides the server to the client application. Peer-to-peer network is a type of networking where two or more applications communicate directly with each other without the need for a server.
Okay. Can you explain about the difference between client server network and the P2P networking?
Client-server networking uh, has a server there, and the server have a application, uh, and the peer-to-peer network is not have a server. You're more direct. I think this.
Okay. The next questions is what is the difference between procedural programming and the OOP? Let me see. Can you answer these questions, please, Lucas?
Yep. Procedural programming is a top-down approach to programming, where the program is divided into a set of functions that each performs a specific task. OOP, OOP, on the other hand, is a bottom-up approach to programming, where the program is divided into objects that which represent a real-world entity.
Okay. What did you understand about these questions?
Sorry, I'm not different. I don't know this difference between procedural programs and the OOP because I review this Java now. I study because I really sorry, eu estou procurando uma nova vaga, né, uma nova vaga de Java. I study now in English.
Okay.
Don't be sorry,
The
man.
next
You're
question.
doing great.
Go ahead. The next question is: what are the core concepts of the OOPP? Can you answer these questions, please, Antonio?
Yes. Uh, the core concepts of OOP are abstraction. Abstraction. Abstraction is the process of hiding the implementation details of an object from the user. This all allow the user to focus on the object's functionalities without having to worry about how it works. Encapsulation. Encapsulation is the building of data and codes into a single unit. This makes it easier to maintain and update the code, and it also makes it more difficult for a user to accidentally modify the data. In interesting, in,
You're
how can I
enticing.
say it? In, what? Interest? Interest is the ability of an object to interpret the properties and method of another object. This allows development to reuse code and create more complex objects with fewer lines of code. Polymorphism. Polymorphism is the ability of an object to behave differently depending on its context. This allows development to write code that is more flexible and easy to maintain.
Okay. Can you explain about the abstractions in Java, please?
Yes, when you have a object, do you in real world and and how can I say when I don't speak the um, object in real world for um I don't speak.
Okay, no problem.
uh,
No worries, man.
Okay. Okay, guys,
yes.
thanks for participating in this English conversation.